Okay, this is the last theory lecture before we get hands-on and look at the updated deployment, but this is important just to show how we've changed things compared to the previous section and the changes we're making now. So previously we had a pipeline like this in Circle CI where we'd do our training and testing, we'd produce this code artifact, and then we'd trigger the deployment, and that was via our Railway up --detach CLI command. And what Railway was doing at that point was looking for a requirements.txt file and that proc file. It would then go through the build process that we could see in the logs, trigger the deployment. So that's how things worked in section 7. Now we're changing things up to use Docker. So if you've taken older versions of this course with Heroku, which we've now replaced with Railway, then you would have seen the Docker steps be a lot more explicit, because with Heroku you actually had to generate the Docker file in CI and then push that Docker file to the Heroku container registry. Now with Railway, actually quite a lot of that complexity is abstracted away, but I think it's worth explaining what's going on under the hood here so you've got an idea of how things work. So we have the same process in our pipeline of training the model, producing the model and code artifacts, but then for the deployment we instruct Railway to look for a Docker file specifically, and then Railway under the hood will take that Docker file. It performs the Docker build process, which means that you do have to give Railway any build arguments that are required, which in our case is going to be that pip extra index URL, and I'll show you that in the hands-on lecture. But worth noting that so you understand why does Railway need access to that at build time, because it's got to produce that Docker image. And then Railway has a container registry where it will store the Docker images that are built, and then it will under the hood trigger Docker run, and that's how Railway is running the application and triggering the deployment via Docker. Don't worry if that's not entirely clear yet. We're going to see this in action as we perform the deployment with Docker over the next few lectures. I'll see you then.